So the mainstream media is finding new ways to complain about, you know, stuff, and they're complaining about how not enough books are published by underrepresented groups. So, you know, for the industry is obsessed with diversity, publicity is not particularly diverse. Again, why does this matter? Okay, I don't know why this matters so much to these sites. Okay, so much. Okay, this matters so much to them. Okay, so much to these sites that are probably losing thousands, millions of dollars every year. Okay, because they publish stuff like this. Concentrated at rural ranks are white middle class women from liberal backgrounds, most of whom can't afford to take a relatively low paid entry level job on vacation, where the cost of living is high. Further up the pay scale, things become more male dominated. Not that this helps matters much. Okay, why does this stuff matters? Okay, it's funny. These people make up these things that we need. More of this. We need more of this. Like, okay, isn't this they're trying to put affirmative action in books, okay? Didn't they make that illegal? Didn't the Supreme Court say that this type of stuff is against the law? Okay, you know, and I won't be too surprised if the Supreme Court of has to rule on DEI, which is they're trying to do of everything now, because DEI is basically affirmative action, okay? And affirmative action is, something that violates the Civil Rights Act. It does. It does. It violates the Civil Rights Act because it promotes certain groups of people over others. Okay, it does. Everybody should have equal opportunity to make a book. Everybody should have equal opportunity to get into college based off their skill. Okay, I don't know why it is such a controversial thing to say that, but everybody should have equal opportunity in jobs and everything. Okay, people shouldn't be excluded by their skin color or be propped up because of their skin color. Okay, nobody chose to be born with their skin color. Nobody chose to be born the way they are. Okay, but we're judging people. We're going back to the old ways of judging people based off the way of their skin color. Like, this is just so sad that we're really going back to we need more people of this skin color or we need less people. Like, this is just what, and they wonder why. Okay, they wonder why people are becoming more and more and more racist because people like these are posting stuff like these. The industry is competitive, not because it makes people rich. Professor Arthur only gets $7,000 a year, but it attracts more people who are passionate about books. Working with books is luxury resources of so many of us know has the capacity to change lives. A CEO niceness of publishing its goodwill, believe in transforming how we see the world. Can sit uncomfortably alongside the privileged backgrounds of some of its main representatives. Young editors tend to be hyper aware of social justice hierarchies and those within them. As such, the more privileged amongst them may suffer occasional anxiety if all things were equal, having connections from a degree of a right university. Uh, Things are already happen all equal. Okay, you know, everybody has equal access to making a book. Okay, you know, everybody has equal access of becoming an author. Okay, same thing of YouTube. Everybody has equal access of making a YouTube account. Okay, of any race, of any background, anyone can make a YouTube account and become big on YouTube. Okay, YouTube does not discriminate against people based off their race. I don't think book companies, maybe outside like some, really, really racist places that are still very racist. Since like some places in the Middle East, some places in Asia, some places in Africa where they still discriminate among ethnic and, skin color lines, where they still discriminate with that stuff. But the so-called woke literacy agents that claim white able-bodied stories are being silenced as to focus on traditionally underrepresented groups. I don't think it's that necessarily a bad thing. Well, again, if more people from underrepresented groups want to be authors, then let them be authors. But you can't just do it because we want to. We need and if they make good books, then they'll become well respected authors. If they make bad books, well, that's like of anyways. Well, they make bad books. Sells them. Nobody will sell the books because nobody wants to read them, and it's just that simple, as well. Okay, you know, as well. And of course, people who are just a less of a percentage of the population. That's just how it is. Okay, you know, you can't make it. You can't increase the percentage by trying to force and willingly increase that percentage. Okay, agree to start with, and this is just completely ridiculous. They're demanding that book creators and book publishers, use affirmative action which is deemed illegal by the government, by the Supreme Court, to put DEI, which I would be too surprised that DEI is also ruled as illegal, because DEI discriminates against people based off the race, but it's usually they mostly want to have more of a two of certain groups of people, so people who are seriously overrepresented in certain things, for example, Asians in tech jobs, where it can be discriminated against because they want more, black and Hispanics in, tech jobs over Asians. Or how whites basically dominate certain industries. But we don't have DEI for basketball players. I think the whole thing of DEI is stupid. It's retarded. Okay, it's dumb. Everybody should have equal opportunity to everything. Okay, it's just that simple. Everybody should have equal opportunity. I don't care if this is controversial stuff I'm saying here. Everybody should have equal opportunity to make books. Everybody should have equal opportunity to be in a tech job. Everybody should have equal opportunity to be in anything. This whole obsession with having a certain number of a group of people is racist, because you're excluding everybody else to promote a certain group of people in there. Okay, it's like if in old, it's kind of like even back in the 1910s and 1920s, well, Irish people and German people were openly discriminated against in favor of English people in America. Okay, this was a real thing that it was in America. That German people were openly discriminated against because they weren't English people. They weren't quote unquote real Americans in their eyes, even though they were living in the same country. Okay, so racism has basically just evolved from basically you're not English enough to basically you're not this A or C or A, B, and C of underrepresented group. Well, you are not hired because you're not a part of this group. You're not born this way. Okay, this is just so ridiculous. I do not think any company should discriminate against based off the race or ethnicity. Okay, it's very dumb that we're still doing this. Okay, that we're still trying to push this, whole idea that we need to push, that we need to change the demographics of certain industries to, which is completely stupid. Everybody should have equal access to opportunity in everything. And same thing with this, the whole thing with the pilots as well, where they are demanding that, pilots, hire based off race, not based off skill, which they have been doing for, since planes existed. Same thing with, doctors and nurses, where they've been demanding that too, because they'll complain that Asians and whites are too represented in doctors. Okay, which Asians are around 5% of the population, even though they're 20% of all doctors and nurses. And whites are still around like 60% of the population, for nurses and doctors as well. Well, I think it's around 70% for that thing, and everybody else is like 10%. Okay, because typically they have to hire people who know how to do the job. If you have someone who's lazy and doesn't do the job, it doesn't really matter what race the person is. If they're lazy and can't do the job, they shouldn't be hired. But these people are still complaining about this stuff, and I won't be surprised if and these sites are going to continue going bankrupt. You hear stories of all these journalist sites going bankrupt. I think it's about time that these liberal journalist sites go bankrupt, because these sites, push a bunch of all these narratives, and it's just gonna make people more and more pissed off, and it's gonna cause more and more civil unrest as time goes by. So I hope the world continues to heal itself and these sites get what they deserve and go bankrupt. Goodbye.